What we see is that there's a scarcity of product, and in different sectors, both in offices and residential and hotels in Madrid, as I was saying. So and there's no physical room to have new hotels from the scratch. So there are, well, if you know Madrid CBD, all the Asca area is being redeveloped. There are 3 or 4 buildings being fully refurbished from the inside in order to allow new space. There's a scarcity of product, but a scarcity of good product. So that's what people is looking for now. Good locations, good product. Our clients are getting into that, and for me, what is more interesting is also in residential, high-end residential, which in the past years was forgotten, and there's also, again, a scarcity. So they're looking into that in order to achieve the yields they're looking for. In hotels, it's the same stuff. There's a number of hotels, but there's a scarcity of 5 stars in good locations, and there's no land available in the. And going to the outskirts is still a bit. Well, you need to be brave. So people are staying there, and it's working well. And so that means that in a couple of years there will be great offer for all these different products.
It's worth noting that the flavor of the month. Since we came back, has been land to develop offices in consolidated out-of-town locations, which, believe me, first time I heard it, early September, I thought, well, I haven't heard this for 9 years. And I've heard it from different clients. So some clients are starting to think about developing high-end offices because there is as Alfonso was rightly pointing, there's a lack of quality product in terms of office stock in Madrid. And there's no land or very limited land or redevelopment opportunities available within the city centre.
So this is, I mean, are these major schemes that they're looking at, creating like a mini office district, or?
No, they're basically looking for land available in consolidated out-of-town locations. Probably Las Rozas, maybe some land on the A1 extension, maybe a very particular piece of land to develop a 20,000, 15, 10, 20,000 square meter on consolidated out-of-town locations.
Yeah, well, people moved a lot from the outskirts to the city center when rents went down, and now it's the other way around. No? As Jose was saying, the rents will be increasing in the CBD, so people start saying, okay, maybe we should stay out.
Most of the projects that are currently planned and are quite likely going to happen, like the Into project in Malaga, for example, or the Palmas Altas development in Seville, are dominant shopping centers following the trend of BL's Puerto Venecia, which is setting up a big dominant monster and killing all kind of competition in the town. That obviously cannot be made in Zaragoza or Murcia or some locations where you've got big dominant shopping centers. But there are some cities where competition is very scattered, and you've got 3, 4, 5 shopping centers competing in the same league. That's the kind of locations where Into and Rodamco are looking for in order to set up a super big development. Redevelopment in shopping center is more difficult because of it's easier to build a brand new thing, unless you find something like, for example, last year we sold Zubiarte, which is a quite unique thing in the center of Bilbao, pretty close to the Guggenheim, or ABC Serrano, which is in a permanent redevelopment because of the location. If you've got an out-of-town shopping center, it's quite likely that it won't be redeveloped. It will be either transformed into a convenience or short-distance shopping center, or simply disappear like M40. With offices, it's the other way around. There's no land available. The planning situation in Madrid is quite complex in terms of buildability. So 95% of the times in Madrid and Barcelona, if you knock the building down, you won't be allowed to rebuild what you had previously. So you've got to squeeze your brain and your imagination to transform a 1960 structure into a Class A building, which is quite frequently is not as successful as they said it was going to be. But I mean, they cannot lose buildability. So that's. But in offices, redevelopment is clearly the trend.